we talk about Lil Sis for a moment?
Who?
Lil Sis.
We are not referring to Trent Sisley as Lil.
Can we talk about Lil Sis for just a moment?
Absolutely no
You got
chance.
a couple Lil Sisses. Are you going to get another?
I hope so. I pray so.
But talk to me on Trent Sisley. We've broken down his game broadly on the channel before for just like a recruit profile video. But Trent Sisley has a Final Five officially. That's what we're here to talk about. Purdue and Indiana have been the presumed quote unquote leaders in this recruitment, depending on who you ask. There is intel that would point him either to Indiana or Purdue. A lot of Indiana people feel really, really good about him. Michigan State also on the list. Notre Dame also on the list. And who is the other school that I'm forgetting? This is not intentional.
You said Purdue, right?
Iowa. Iowa Hawkeyes are on the list. How,
Ah,
how dare I forget Fran McCaffrey's program?
Joe Wieskamp didn't die for this, Craig.
He does look like an Iowa player. I mean that in every way I could mean that. What do you make of this Final Five announcement? He dropped my Michigan Wolverines from I think his Final Six. So he needed a whole graphic just to remove my team. That hurts a little bit.
It's a little rude, I'm not gonna lie. I gotta get it out of my head. Because right now all I can see is a black number 10 Iowa jersey with Sisley on the back. Like, does that not just sound right?
Sounds good. It sounds good, but also big time counterpoint. He's too good to go to Iowa.
There we go.
Yeah.
Let's move on. I have long been I'm not like long been, but there's been like a lot of discussion amongst Michigan State fan base and circles that I speak to about where they're at on Trent Sisley. Like some have turned it into this like, would you rather have Jordan Scott, the other kind of wing recruit, or would you rather have Trent Sisley? I want to make something extremely clear here. I want Sis. I am Sis. I would do astronomical things to get Sis into the green and white. With that said, I have always been of the belief that Sis is going to end up in some school in Indiana. I've always felt that way, and maybe that's just me being the negative person that I am. I felt that way about Sisley. I felt that way about Jalen Harrelson. Um, I just have a hard time picturing how he doesn't end up in one of the two spots. Mainly Purdue, to be honest with you,
Mm, 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 mm. Why Purdue and not Indiana?
because I think Indiana shifted away from players like Sis a little bit. And I gotta stop calling him Sis, Trent, because I think that
Oh,
Trent
little
is
sis. You can call him sis. It's okay,
I
little
don't
sis.
really like I don't really like calling him Sis. It feels like I'm disrespecting him. It's like what I used to call Eric Ebron on Twitter. Every time he dropped the pass, I would tweet at him like "Good hands, sis," and he blocked me. But the thing is, like, who knows what Purdue's scholarship turnover is once they just start losing players year after year, and they got this 9-man recruiting class that they got coming in this season. I don't really know how that works out. Paint will figure that out. He always does. But I mean, from everything I've seen, it seems that Purdue has like Sisley would fit the mold of like a freshman they would go after. Like, with the whole getting burned by Cannon Catchings 5-star thing, Trent Sisley kind of aligns with, I think, who they would get and a recruit that they would bring into the fold. And whether it's true and or not, I have seen chatter that like Paint has been a little bit more proactive with Sisley than Mike Woodson and Indiana have been. Now, Doctor might go against that, but that's kind of what I've seen.
I agree for the record. Uh I am just fascinated by like Purdue versus Indiana head-to-head recruitment in this current moment in time card. Cause like, do I need to be careful? I don't know if I need to be careful in this. Purdue is like a lot healthier as a program right now. And I don't think that's crazy to say. Like the team with back-to-back National Player of the Years that just was in the title game over the team that like there was mutiny rumors of, and give Woodson a bunch of credit for like fixing everything. But like it's been a volatile year. I don't know if I would be the most confident in committing to Indiana other than for the paycheck. And I don't know. I would assume there's a paycheck for Trent Sisley, but like not an Umar Ballo paycheck for a guy this far away. So it's a little interesting to me that this feels very Purdue versus Indiana, like you said. And that's more of a toss-up than I guess I might expect, right? Like if you're a recruit, you've been to both schools. You've been to West Lafayette and Bloomington in the last 48 months. You've seen what Purdue basketball is. You've seen what Mike Woodson is. If it's head-to-head for you, Purdue and Indiana, what's the decision?
Am I me?
You're you.
Yeah, I've been to upstairs pub.
You're going to Bloomington.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about the healthiness of the program, but that's my own downfall. If I'm going to the healthiest, best program, it's Purdue 10 out of 10 times. They have been better, more successful than Indiana has been.
Okay, let's do a quick head-to-head box check of Purdue and Indiana. Who is the better program right now?
Purdue.
Who is the coach you would more want to play for?
Purdue.
You're a big man. Who features their bigs better?
Purdue.
Who runs better offensive stuff?
Purdue.
Who has a better home court environment?
Purdue.
You look ahead in the future 5 years for when you're going to graduate. Who do you think will be the healthier program?
Purdue.
Who has better young talent for you to play with? Roster that will be there when you get there in a year.
Purdue.
Who has a better bar scene?
Indiana.
And so you would commit to Indiana.
Yeah. Who has bigger bags?
Who has bigger bags?
Indiana.
Who has
Who's got
candy,
Gabe?
who has
got
candy
Gabe?
stripes?
Who's got Gabe Cups?
So, okay, it's closer than maybe I would make it out to be.
Does Trent Sisley care about bags?
Does he care about bars?
Does
Everybody
he care
cares
about bars?
right? He does.
I mean this with the utmost respect in the world, and I truly do. He gives off Harry's chocolate shop.
He does seem like the guy who would be really excited that Gene Katie's like in his 20-foot vicinity.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. You try to see if Umar Ballo was told like, hey, that's Gene Katie. Umar would be like, is that a type of shot? Like, what is that? I don't know.
I can't see him. I got boots on both my feet. Can't stand up.
Does your team have any real chance here? Michigan State in the Final Five.
I think so, yeah.
Can we eliminate Notre Dame and Iowa? Just like nice to be on the graphic, but
I don't want to eliminate Shrews.
really?
I think Shrews has got to. Like, he just needs one domino.
If Trent Sisley commits to Shrews at Notre Dame, he'll be playing for Brad Underwood 1 year later.
No question about it.
It's going to be a pipeline there of stretch fours. I believe it. All right. Can we do a call your shot again? Final answer. Where is Trent Sisley playing a year from now?
Purdue.
I think it's Indiana.
Hey.
Never underestimate Gabe Cups in a recruitment.
You're right. I'm doing that way too much.
Also, there's recruitment or like visits coming up. I got my eye on that weekend that Indiana's hosting like everyone. I don't want to make a conclusion on where people are going until we get to that weekend.
When is that weekend? Do we know that?
I think it's coming up, but it's like I'm pretty sure it's Harrelson, Sisley, and Mullins together.
That's something.
It's a lot of things.
It is.
Yeah. Big time. The NBA draft is coming up, and I've got something awesome for you. We are partnering with the people at NBA 2K Lab. NBA 2K is the best video game on earth. The people at 2K Lab are making some awesome stuff to make that game even more fun, and they just launched their 2024 NBA Draft Simulator, where you can find the official Sleepers Media big board. We ranked our top 75 players in this draft class. Me, Carter, Brian Ralph, Riley Davis. We did it together, and it is featured on the 2K Lab NBA Draft Simulator. You can take control of any team in the draft, play GM with just one click, and see our entire rankings before these videos even come out. Check out the link in the description of this video to try out the draft sim for yourself, and you can find more mini games at nba2klab.com/NBA-mini-games.